Hello, beautiful people of ThriveFit. I have missed hosting team calls. Holy crap, it's crazy how much I missed it. So, I don't have any agenda I want to talk about, or I do have a topic I want to talk about, but no particular bullet points, no step by step, none of it. I just want to hop up here and say I'm back. We are going to host a call every Thursday at 8 a.m. if it works for most people. I'll put another post up in the group today and kind of get a vote on what times work best for people. Some people work early mornings, some people work late at night. So it's hard to really pinpoint a time that works for everybody, but we're going to do our best to try to get as many people on the live version as we can. Of course, these are recorded. They will be uploaded. I am going through a whole revamp on our group. So I'm going to create a new file system. I'm going to delete everything that's in there and start from scratch. So we're going to have our team hangouts recordings in a particular file, so you can always go back and reference those. Let me scroll through Facebook real quick. So what I want to talk about today is something that has become more and more relevant in my life and my business. So what I posted yesterday was stop promoting the products and start promoting you. And it makes no sense when you first hear it because you're like, well, what the freaking crap, Chaz? We're part of Beachbody. We promote the products and the programs and blah, 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 blah. What I mean by that is you may or may not have noticed that I don't shove Beachbody on my Facebook much anymore. Very rarely do you see me post Beachbody specific stuff. I don't post the links. I don't post the sale of the month or anything like that. I'm even getting to the point where I'm going to follow somebody that had mentioned this on a men's leadership call. I'm going to move this camera because it's bugging me. I'm not in center. There we go. OCD kicking in. So this guy had mentioned that he never says the name of the program he's doing. And I thought, that's kind of weird because people recognize the names. And then he had mentioned like he's doing Body Beast, but he never calls it Body Beast. He says, I'm on my 90 days to beast transformation. And that automatically sparked a lot of conversation in his business where people are like, oh, what's the program? Then you can enter, oh, it's Body Beast, 90 days, blah, 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 whatever. I thought, it's kind of genius if you think about it because it helps and it intrigues people to ask more questions about it rather than saying like, I'm currently doing P90X or 22 hardcore. Especially with 22 hardcore people, that's going to turn some people off because they hear the word hardcore and like, no. I need like easy core is what they're thinking. So, mix around your wording, play around with, I'm doing my 22-minute a day program. Oh, tell me more about that. What's that involve? And you can say it's basic movements, blah, blah, blah. You can do the same thing with P90X, Insanity, whatever. For Insanity, you can do something like, because there's Insanity, there's Asylum. You got all kinds of different asylums in there. So you can say something like, I'm doing a 60-day sports training program. And then they start to ask questions about, well, tell me more about that. Rather than, Beachbody comes up with the craziest shit. Asylum, like who wants to go into an asylum? And then you have Insanity, hardcore, like super intense names that turns people off if you think about it. As for us who are in it, we've walked through the door, so we see that it's not that bad. But for the average person who has not worked out in years, that's going to be a turnoff for them. So I love that mentality of kind of changing up your wording, not using the program specific name up front, but as they ask more questions, you can introduce more about that. So going along with what I posted yesterday, which was, I was just in one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I haven't posted much about Beachbody at all. And I'm still hitting Success Club 5. I'm still picking up clients. And I'm now switching gears back into recruiting mode. So I'm going to be building more coaches, which we added a new one. I forgot. Emily joined our team 3 weeks ago, something like that. She is going to be starting a baby boot camp in June. She's up north of, or no, she's over in Colorado now. But she was in our area over here in Oregon for a while. So she's starting baby boot camp, and she's been an avid Beachbody fanatic for the last several years. She has purchased every program that came out basically. And she'd always message me like, Chaz, when's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? So I'm super excited to bring her on board. She's going to be pairing in some of the Beachbody stuff with her boot camp, which is almost exactly what I do, which I love. So congratulations to you for signing up. And so by me switching back into recruiting mode, it got me thinking, how am I promoting myself now? And that's when I started getting the wheels turning. And I posted that post is you need to stop you need to stop promoting the products and start promoting you. Let me ask you a question. And some of you are just going to be, when I ask the question, it might hit you in a different way. If Beachbody were to cancel your account today, what would you be left with? Think about that, because it's something I thought about. If Beachbody were to cancel, and I thought about this several months ago, if Beachbody were to cancel my account, what would I be left with? And at the time, and you might be thinking this right now, is, well, nothing. Beachbody is life, right? That if your answer is nothing, then that is showing you have not branded you. You have branded Beachbody. Beachbody is already a brand, guys. Beachbody is a multi-billion-dollar company at this point. Beachbody doesn't need any more branding. You do. We all do. So what I have done is, you guys know I've gotten into kind of the Amazon business as well. And what I've done in there is I took the knowledge I've gained from the network marketing business of Team Beachbody, and I started branding myself. I wasn't branding Amazon, and I have built a following of over 4,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel with a total of like 72,000 views on 17 videos. It's nuts how fast it's grown. On top of that, I run a Facebook group with almost 5,000 people in it, all because I branded me. It came down to, here's the funny thing. I can directly relate Amazon to Beachbody because it's the exact same, not business model. It's totally different business model, but the mentality is the same. So I started building this Facebook page. In the beginning, it had, 100 people, 200 people. I'm like, holy crap, this thing is awesome. It's growing. And then as it grew larger and larger and larger, I started to get some of the big names that are in the Amazon world. I started to get some of the big names request to join my group. And I'm talking, these guys are literally making over $1 million a year on Amazon. It's insane the amount of income that they're making. So I started getting some of these big names popping in, and I started getting bashed. And you guys probably saw some of the posts I did like a month or two ago about haters. I got put through the ringer with some of these big wig names who came in, and they would look at me and say, well, you're a newbie. Why are you building a network? Why are you building a group? You have no say in how to run this business. Look at where you're at. And that right there is where it got me thinking about like my Beachbody background and what has branded me. It's not that I'm better than anyone else. It's not that I make more money than anyone else. I make the average Beachbody income that a diamond makes. But what sets me apart is my brand. It's my I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not extrovert, because I'm naturally kind of an introvert. Like, I can go out and be an extrovert for a while, but I'll need like 2 days to recover. It's just how I am. But it's been my personality, my attitude, my positive outlook on life, my energy. It's my energy and my want to give back and help people. That's been my brand. And that carried over when I started the Amazon business. And that showed through my videos. That showed through my Facebook posts. That's why I've built that network up to over 4,000 people. It's kind of nuts how fast it's grown. So I start looking at that is my brand. That's part of me. So if Beachbody and Amazon were both stripped away, that would suck. But you know what? I'd come back. I would figure it out because I have my brand. And through building my brand, I've built a following. I've built people that look up to me, and I have influence on people. That right there is your brand. It's not Beachbody. It sounds like it's contradicting each other, but I can promise you, when you start focusing on you, building your brand, what sets you apart, what makes you unique, why should people follow you? People are never going, I've been in this thing for 7 years. I can tell you, I had the mentality for the first 2 years, like, yeah, if I just post workout selfies all the time and talk about Beachbody, then people are going to follow Beachbody because I'm doing it. People are not following Beachbody. People are following you. So if you have no followers, it's not Beachbody. It's you. And that might sting for some people, and that's fine. I'm not here to be your best friend who's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here as your coach to tell you what has happened in my life, my business, that's helped. You need to build you. So that means being active on Facebook and social media. I know some people think that means to post Beachbody related stuff all the time. No, do not post Beachbody stuff every single day, because people are turned off by it. It's a typical network marketer mindset. You get on there and you start promoting your product. Stop promoting the product. Start promoting you. What is your life about? What is your message about? What do you want to help and teach people, right? You always see me post about time freedom, being home with my family, being able to work from home, taking little mini breaks throughout the day just to go play with my boy Ty out back. Those little moments are what I'm capturing and sharing on my social media about time freedom. And that is not branding Amazon. That's not branding Beachbody. That's not branding anything but myself and my message. So when you learn to hone in and focus on what your life and your message, your story is, that's where you attract people, guys. Again, in the Amazon world, I'm not a bigwig at all. I do not make the income that some of these top dogs are, but you know what? I have beef with a few of the top dogs because of when I was a newbie, they treated me like shit, which is why I branched off and built my own group. And the funny part is some of their groups have, I think the best one has 7,000 people. I'm creeping up on 5,000. And I've only been in this for 6 months. These guys have been in it for years. Why was I able to build a network and a community that has been, I can't tell you how many testimonies I have had people post inside of our group. I don't egg them to do it. They just do. I've had hundreds of people post inside of our Facebook group, and they flat out just say it's the best damn group they've ever joined. There's like 5 or 6 main groups floating around the Amazon world. And all of them have like 2, 3, 4,000. The big ones, there's a 6,000 and 7,000. Why am I able to catch up with those guys? It's because I've learned to brand myself. I'm not branding Amazon. I'm not branding my numbers. I'm not branding my sales. I'm not branding what I do. I'm branding who I am. I'm letting me shine. And the natural part of me, I really think it came from the massage therapy background, is I really do enjoy helping people. That's why I do it for free on several occasions. I just thoroughly enjoy helping people. I get a reward out of it. I try my best to be as positive and motivating as I can all the time. And I let my raw moments shine too. I have times where it's the doubt creeps in, the fear kicks in. I'm up late at night. I post about that stuff. Be real, be raw, build you. So if you haven't gotten it by now, you need to switch your focus. So I challenge you for the next 7 days till the time that we're back on our next team call next Thursday morning. Brand you. What is your message? And if you don't know, you need to figure it out, because without your message and your story, you have nothing. You're building on nothing. You need a foundation to build off of. So sit down, make a list, write it out, do whatever you need to do. Go for a hike, get out in nature, have some quiet time to yourself, plug in some personal development, whatever it is. You need to figure out, number one, what is your story? What's your message? What do you want to help people do? You don't want to help people lose a few pounds. We all say the same thing in this business. Why did you join as a coach? I want to help people. Okay, great. 99% of us do. What do you want to teach people? For me, I want to teach people how to build time freedom and how to increase their confidence. Those are like my top 2 things I want to do, because they're 2 things that thoroughly impacted my life on like a molecular level. It's insane how much my life has changed. I forget, I was talking to one of my friends a couple weeks ago, and we just met like probably 3 or 4 months ago. She's a fellow massage therapist. So we do massage trades, but she only knows me from 3 months ago to now. So she sees where I'm at now. And she had mentioned that she sees me post some of the stuff on my Facebook about how it used to be. Like I was extremely insecure. I was 50 pounds overweight. I played video games like 10 hours a day. I was addicted to fast food. It would just, and she couldn't even fathom how I was then. But it's why I share about it so much now, because that's part of me. That's part of my story. Those hard times, not often, but sometimes you see me post about how Ty had a rough 2 weeks. And when he was in the NICU, that was an extremely difficult part of our life. And that's part of my story. And it was through personal development that helped me mentally get through that stuff. I don't know what I would have done if I did not have the mental strength I did throughout those 2 weeks, but it was tough. But these are all little chunks and pieces of my story. So you need to find what are the little chunks and pieces of your story, because we all have a different one. And by sharing your story, by sharing your message, sharing what you want to teach people, I think that's a big one, is you have to know what you want to teach people. Again, mine is I want to teach people how to build time freedom, and that comes through our business opportunity and different methods like that. And number two, I want to teach them how to build their confidence, because confidence is such a huge portion of everything else. I think confidence ties in everything else, your beliefs, your fears, all that stuff. If you're confident, you can charge through that crap that happens. We have the moments of fear and doubt, limiting beliefs, all this kind of stuff plays a role. But if you have confidence, if you work on that confidence, that mindset, that's what helps you push through it and break and have major breakthroughs, right? I've had several times over the last 7 years I've been doing Beachbody that I've had major plateaus. It's like I feel like I make so much progress and then boom, I hit a sticking point. I've had sticking points that last a year or 2 years at a time. And then I increase my confidence, work on my mentality a little bit more, and boom, I have a breakthrough, another spike of growth. That's the roller coaster, right? It's never always going to be progress, but you should always be focusing on progress. So if you find yourself stagnant, if you find yourself just on that flat line, that maintenance mode, the complacency, you need to figure out what you need to switch in your life to get your focus back, to get your drive back. That's all stuff that's happened to me. So again, promote yourself, not the products. The products, Beachbody is an extension of you. It is not you at its core. Think about that. Most people live and breathe Beachbody, which is fine. It's an amazing company. It's a huge part of our lives, right? But it's not you. Again, if your account was canceled today, Beachbody was no longer your business or part of you, what would you have left? If the answer is nothing, you have not built your brand yet. You need to focus on promoting you. So aside from that, that is pretty much my message of the day. I wanted to make this super quick, get in, get out, just share what was on my mind. So every single Thursday morning, unless we decide to change it, 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is going to be 9, 10, 11 Eastern time. We'll be right here. Some of them will be quick to the point like this. If we have more people on the live call, we're going to do some interactive stuff, share our wins of the week, our struggles, etc. Learn how we can grow together and help each other overcome that crap. But aside from that, get out there for the next 7 days until we get back on this call again. Promote you. What's your message? What do you want to teach people? And first of all, before you can teach others, you need to be doing it yourself. You don't have to be a master at it. You don't have to be an expert at it, but you need to be on the path to progress in order to teach people how to do it too. This has been Coach Chaz. Peace out. Love you guys. Missed you guys. This will be up on recording on your YouTube channel, which I just created, and I'll get you guys plugged in there. Peace out. See you later.